Hi everyone, in this video we are going to see the digital simulation and hardware verification of mesh and nodal analysis for the DC circuit. This is the circuit diagram of mesh and nodal analysis which we are going to see in this video. What is mesh? Mesh is the loop which does not contain any other loop. So in this circuit diagram we have three different meshes or three different loops. So what we are going to do using this mesh analysis? Using this mesh analysis we are going to find the branch current, that is the capital I1, capital I2, capital I3, capital I4 and capital I5. These five different currents we are going to find using mesh analysis. How we are going to find that? Initially we are going to find the mesh currents, that is the loop current, which is that small I1, small I2, small I3, three different current going in three different loops. So first we will find those current, from that we can find the branch current easily. So how we can find this mesh currents? So using KVL. I hope everyone remembers what is KVL. The summation of voltages in a closed loop will be equal to 0. That is, for what will be the KVL equation for the mesh 100 into the in 100 ohm, what are the current will be flowing through the 100 ohm? The loop 1 of current of I1 and loop 2 current of I2 will be flowing. How we can write that? 100 into I1 minus I2. So the overall equation will be 1000 ohm into I1 plus 100 ohm into I1 minus I2 minus 30 volt is equal to 0, or else we can write it as 1000 into I1 plus 100 into I1 minus I2 is equal to 30 volt. That is the equation for the mesh 1. What is the equation for the mesh 2? Same. Here also this 100 volt will be come into picture. There we can write it as I2 minus I1. So I2 minus I1 into 100 plus I2 into 220 ohm plus here in 470 ohm also I2 and I3 will be flowing. So I2 minus I3 into 470, that is equal to 0. So how we are getting that for mesh 100 ohm? In 100 ohm, why we are taking as I1 minus I3? See the direction of the current. So while the I1 coming from upward to downward, the I2 will be coming in the opposite direction. So when both currents are coming in opposite directions, so we are minusing it. We'll be having one separate direction. Using that direction only we will be finding, it will be assuming that is in positive direction or in negative direction. So for the loop 1 we are considering the direction of I1. So the direction of I1, the current flows in the direction of I1 will be positive, the current coming in the opposite direction will be minus. So for loop 1 I1 is positive and I2 is negative. For the loop 2 I2 will be positive, we are considering the direction of I2, so I1 will be negative. So for the same 100 ohm, in the equation of mesh 2 will be considering as I2 minus I1. Same thing in 470 ohm of both. During second mesh 2, the 470 ohm will be considering the direction of I2. So I2 minus I3 of 470. So same, what is the equation will be coming in the mesh 3? I3 minus I2 of 470 plus I3 into 330 is equal to 0. So now we got three different equation. By solving this equation we can easily get the I1, I2, I3, that is small I1, small I2, small I3, that is the mesh current. So from that we can easily take it as branch current using the formulas that we'll be seeing in the upcoming theoretical session. What is node? Node is the point through which the circuit element is connected to the circuit. That is the point where two or more terminals or circuit elements are connected together, that is the node. Here in this circuit we have three node points. So what we are going to do using nodal analysis, we are going to find the node voltages. So the voltage across the node 1 is 30 volt, that we know already as it is given the source voltage. We are going to find the voltage of node 2 and node 3, that is V1 and V3 we are going to find. How we can find V1 and V3 using KCL? As we know, the sum of the current at the node point will be equal to 0, that is the KCL. So here we at the node 2, I1 will be equal to I2 plus I3 using KCL. How we can write using Ohm's law? We can convert the formula of current, that is V equal to IR. Using that formula, we are using that equation as 30 minus V1 by 1000, that is equal to V1 by 100 plus V1 minus V3 by 220. That is the current I1. The current I1 is flowing through 1000 ohm. What is the voltage across it? That is node 1 minus node 2. What is the voltage of node 1? That is 30, we know. Node voltage of node 2 is V1, we are going to find. So 30 minus V1. Same I2, for node I2 we have already the voltage of node 2 is the I2 is flowing through 100 ohm. There we have only one voltage, that is node 2 voltage. The other end is connected to the ground, so that will be 0. We can write it as V1 minus 0 by 100, or we can directly write it as V1 by 100. So I3 is flowing through 220 ohm. So the voltage of that is node 2 minus node 3. That is the voltage of V1 minus V3 divided by 220. Same. What is the node of KCL of node 3? That is the I3 equal to I4 plus I5. The same as before equation, we are going to write it as V1 minus V3 by 220 is equal to V3 by 470 plus V3 by 330. Here is the theoretical explanation of mesh analysis. So in the given circuit we have three meshes. So the mesh currents are denoted as small I1, small I2 and small I3. How we can calculate the mesh current? Using KVL equation. So the KVL equation of each mesh is given here. So by the equations of all three equations we are making it as a matrix. So here the column 1 represents the coefficient of I1, the column 2 represents the coefficient of I2 and the column 3 represents the coefficient of I3. So that will be equal to the voltage. So only we have voltage supply in the mesh 1. So only in the row 1 we have the voltage value 30. So by solving this matrix we will be getting the mesh current small I1, small I2 and small I3. So after we got the values of mesh currents, we can easily calculate the branch currents, that is the capital I1, capital I2, capital I3, I4 and I5. All this we can find easily here. So how we can find the capital I1? That will be the only the current from the loop 1 will be going through the 1000 ohm. So directly small I1 will be equal to the capital I1. Same, the current flowing through the 220 ohm will be only the loop 2 current. So I3, capital I3 will be equal to small I2. Same like that, the resistor of 330 ohm, the current flowing through the resistor 330 will be the only loop 3 current, that is I3, small I3, that will be equal to the capital I5. Now we got the branch currents of I1, I3 and I5. So how we can calculate the remaining I2 and I4? As we know the KCL equation, I2 will be the I1 minus I3, that is I1 will be the summation of I2 plus I3. Using that we can calculate I2. Same like that I4 we can calculate. I3 will be equal to I4 plus I3. Using that we can find the I4 value. Here is a theoretical explanation of nodal analysis. Here in the given circuit we have three nodes, node 1, node 2 and node 3. So we are going to find the node voltages using nodal analysis. For the node 1 we already know that is 30 volt as it is given as source voltages. And node 2 and node 3 we are going to find. So the voltage of node 2 is V1 and the voltage of node 3 is V3. So the voltage across the 220 ohm will be the node 2 voltage minus node 3 voltage. So that will be the V1 minus V3. So how we can find these voltages? Using KCL. So using KCL at the node 2 I1 will be equal to I2 plus I3 and at the node 3 I3 will be equal to I4 plus I5. So by substituting the Ohm's law to the equation of current, that KCL, we will be getting the equations which is given here. So From that we are making it as a matrix. So the column 1 represents the coefficients of V1 and the column 2 represents the coefficient of V3. So that will be equal to the same. Here voltage divided by the resistors. So from the equations we are getting that. So by solving this matrix, we will be getting the values of V1, V3. So V2 we can easily calculate V1 minus V3. I hope everyone knows how to solve the matrix using the calculator. So just go to the equation mode, substitute the coefficients and all the coefficients values. At the end you will be getting the values of V1 and V3. Here we are going to see the simulation of mesh and nodal analysis. We are going to verify whether the theoretical values matches with the simulation values. So file, new schematic. Now we are going to connect the given circuit. So in the given circuit we have three different values of resistor. So in order to rotate we can use control R, resistor R1, R2, R3, R4 and R5. So here we have 5 different resistors as per the given circuit and we need a voltage source. So here using component dialog box we can take the voltage source. Just right click, it will go off. We can use pencil in order to connect the circuit diagram. So after connecting we can give the values to the resistor. And very important thing is ground point. So here we need to connect the ground point without fail, as it is very important in order to run the simulation in the LTSpice. How we can give the values to the parameters? Just go near the component, right click it and give. Our supply voltage is 30. What is R1? That is 1000 ohms. The R2 is 100 ohms. What is R3? R3 is 220 ohm. R4 is 470 ohm and R5 is 330 ohm. Now using this circuit we are going to find the branch currents and node voltages in order to verify the mesh and nodal analysis. So here we are going to run. So I am just giving the 1 second in order to run the voltages. So automatically their output box will be open. So how we can find the voltages? This is I1, I2, I3, I4 and I5. Here everything comes in the opposite direction. See, but what we need the current flowing from the source to the load. So from the source to the load, the current should flow from this direction. It is showing in opposite direction. So we can change directly in the trace. Just put minus. It will come in the opposite direction, which the direction we need. So here also we need the current flow towards the ground point, but it is showing in opposite direction. Just we can change it there. Here automatically this is the direction we need. It is coming correctly. So here also it is the direction we need towards the ground. And here it is coming in opposite direction. So we need to change it. So we have all 5 different currents are here. What is I1? I1 is 27.76 milliamps. What is I2? I2 is 22.36 milliamps. What is I3? I3 is 5.40 milliamps. What is I4? I4 is 2.22 milliamps. What is I5? I5 is 3.1741 milliamps. Now we have found the branch currents. Next we are going to find the node voltages. So we can run it again. Here we have three different nodes. So here this is the node 1. Node 1 we know it is 30 volt as it is given. We know the values already. What will be the node 2 value and node 3 value? So in order to find the node voltages we can. So here in order to find the voltage, just at the one end if we click we will be getting the value, because at the other end automatically it will take the reference node as ground point. So the resistor connected with the ground, so automatically the other end will be represented as ground. So with respect to ground only the voltage will be given here. So for the node 3 also we can give, but how we can find the voltage across 220 ohm? It is not connected with the ground, so we have to check with both the ends like that. So what will be the voltage of 220 ohm? The node voltage of node 2 minus voltage of node 3, that will be the voltage of 220 ohm. So what will be the node 1 is 30 volt, that we know already. What is the node 2? Node 2 voltage is 2.236 volt. And what is node 3 voltage? Node 3 voltage is 1.04 voltage. And what is the voltage across 220, that is V2 as per the given circuit. The node voltage at node point 2 will be the V1, the node point 3 will be the V3, and the voltage across 220 ohm will be the V2 as per the given circuit. So the V2 value will be the 1.18 milliamp. So by using the waveform we can find the values. One more method is there how we can find this. Here in the simulation, go to edit simulation command. Here we have given the stop time, we have used the transient response. So instead of that we can go to DC point. Here when you give this OK and just run it, just go to DC component, give OK and run it, you will be directly getting the values. So as it is DC, instead of waveform we can go with this in order to find the values, but in order to see the waveform how it will be, we can go to that will be easier. So here the node voltages and the branch currents will be given, we can easily find. Why it is representing in minus? It is representing in the opposite direction, so it is given in minus. So these are the values we have got even in the waveform. Just verify this with the theoretical values. This is the hardware connection diagram of mesh analysis. So in mesh analysis we will be finding the branch current. Here in order to find the current we will be connecting the ammeter in series with the resistors. So in order to find the current flowing through the 1000 ohm, we will be connecting the ammeter in series with that. Same like for each resistor we will be connecting the ammeter in series with that in order to find the current flowing through those resistors.
Dual regulated power supply which gives DC output for all the resistance we have connected, and the components we use are 5 different resistors, which is one is 1000 ohm, second one is 220 ohm, third one 100 ohm, another fourth 470 ohm and 330 ohm. 5 different resistors are connected, and in the circuit we have given 30 volt as input to all these things. To measure the current across all these resistors, we have connected 5 different DC ammeters. As the input is DC, we have connected DC ammeters across in series with the resistance. Now I am switching the RPS on. So and I set the value as 30, so it is around 30 volt. So with this 30 volt, it is passed on to all the 5 resistance. There will be a drop across all the resistance. The addition of all these drops across the resistance will be equal to 30 volt. Okay. So for measuring the current, what we have to do is we have to connect the ammeters in series with these resistance. So I have connected 5 different ammeters series with 5 different resistors. In the circuit diagram, I mentioned it as I1, I2, I3, I4, I5. Theoretical calculation, we have got some value and it is equal to the value which is displayed here in the ammeter. For I1, which is connected in series with 1000 ohm, we are getting 0.28 amps, 0.028 amps, which is equal to 28 milliamps. And in series with 100 ohm, see 100 ohm is here. This ammeter is the connection which is given in series with the 100 ohm. It is mentioned as I2 in the circuit, whose value is 0.023, which is equal to 23 milliamps. Okay, and the third one is this one, which is 220 ohm, and the ammeter which is connected across in series with this resistance is this one, and in the circuit diagram it is mentioned as I3, whose value is 0.004, which is equal to 4 milliamps, and the value which is given for 470 ohm is I4, which is this ammeter, which we are getting it as 0.19 amps, and across 330 ohm we have this ammeter which is 0.29 amps. The addition of these two will be this one, so 0.29 plus 19 will be approximately equal to 0.04, which is 4 milliamps. This is all about nodal connections. In this we have to understand only one thing: there will be a drop across all these resistance which can be calculated. The voltage drop can be calculated by multiplying the resistance value and the current value. If you multiply this resistance with this current, the drop across the resistance can be calculated. Thank you.
This is the hardware connection diagram of nodal analysis. In nodal analysis, we will be finding the node voltages. So in order to find the voltages, we will be connecting the voltmeter in parallel with the resistors.
This is the hardware setup to find the node voltages. To find the voltmeters are connected in parallel. Here we are going to find this node voltages. The voltage across the 100 ohm resistor is V1, that is 2.3 volt. The voltage across 220 ohm resistor is V2, that is 1.1 volt. Voltage across the 470 ohm resistor is V3, that is 1.0 volt. The voltage across the V3 that is 470 ohm and the 330 ohm resistors are same because that are connected in parallel.